Is this an electric scooter or an electric motorcycle? I'll let you decide, but regardless of what it is, it's one of the cooler things I've ever got to review on this channel. Big shout out goes out to Flydone for reaching out to me and asking me to review one of their electric motorcycles. This is the Y18. In this review, I'm gonna go over everything there is to know about this electric motorcycle. But first, let's get started with the specs. So this is the Flydone Y18 electric scooter slash motorcycle. It features a 2000 watt, 4000 watt peak hub motor in the rear with 220 Newton meters of torque, coupled with a 48 volts, 20 amp hour battery. Flydone claims that this should give you a range of up to 60 miles depending on riding mode and riding conditions, of course. We have 16-inch by 3-inch all-terrain tires, coupled with a mechanical brake in the front with a 180mm rotor by 3mm thick, as well as a mechanical drum brake in the rear. We also have a front suspension fork, as well as dual rear shocks for a smooth, comfortable ride, a very thick and extremely comfortable seat, as well as a passenger seat, 2 different locked storage areas, one in the front where the gas tank is at, and one is where the battery compartment is at. That's very good to have, as well as some very basic foot pegs. In the front of the scooter, we have a motorcycle style headlight as well as turn signals, and in the rear we have a taillight, an active brake light, and turn signals. That is always good. The total weight of the Y18 is 108.5 pounds with the max load capacity of 330 pounds, and it is IPX4 rated. And up on the handlebars we have our rear brake, a full twist throttle, and our speed selection button. In the center we have a very nice color display, and over on the left side we have our front brake, our headlight switch, turn signals, and a horn. And that's pretty much it for the specs. Now, as far as the price, this electric scooter or electric motorcycle, call it whatever you want to, goes for $6.99 plus a $60 shipping fee on Amazon, and I'll have a link in the description down below if you're interested in this bike. Now let's jump straight into our speed test. Now, very quickly, before I do the speed test, I want to show you the starting procedure. This bike does have a breaker which needs to be flicked on. You can find it in the battery compartment. So you open that up and it's right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. You got to flick that on. Now, I'm not sure if you heard that, but this thing does have an alarm on it. So as soon as you flick that breaker on and power is supplied, the alarm will turn on. And if you try moving this thing, it will actually start going crazy and lock the hub motor. So you can move it anywhere, and the only way to disable it is with the included NFC cards. Put that up to the screen and the bike will unlock. Now, it's a little bright out, so I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the screen, but this thing has 4 different speed modes, and you cycle through them by hitting this S button over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 for our speed test. I'm going to be testing mode 4. So I got my GPS app open on my phone. Let's see how fast this thing can go. Okay, so takeoff is pretty nice and immediate. Nothing too crazy. It's not gonna, yank you back and throw you off this thing, but enough to get going. This thing's got plenty of torque. It's a huge hub motor, and it's a fairly quiet hub motor as well. Now, this thing gets going and gets up to speed fairly quick. We're already showing 35, which is the maximum speed of this thing. Now, I'll be honest with you, if I can get anywhere over 30 with my weight on it, I'd consider it a successful speed test. It's also kind of windy, so it's kind of working against me. I have like face wind going on right now, but anyways, let's see what happens. Okay, that should be enough time for my GPS app to register the speed. So look at that, my GPS app clocked me at 32.9 miles per hour. That's great. So 32.9 miles per hour. Like I said, if I can get anywhere over 30, I'd be happy. So I'm happy with that. And that's with my weight on it, 150 pounds. Pretty decent for a scooter like this. And that was our speed test. As far as the riding experience goes, like I said in the intro, this is like in between one of those sit-down electric scooters and an electric motorcycle, and I'm getting heavy motorcycle vibes from this thing, especially with these handlebars, the mirrors, this unique screen. Super nice. Very interesting riding experience so far. And since the battery is sitting so low, this thing has got a pretty nice center of gravity, and it's super agile and nimble, like extremely nimble. Now let's see how stable this thing is. Okay, over a bump. Oh dude, perfect. That's pretty nice, and that's with my Insta360 stick on there, which throws things off pretty good. As far as the brakes go, in the front we have a regular mechanical brake, 180 millimeter rotor by 3 millimeter thick, and in the rear we have a drum brake, working my way up to about 20 miles an hour, hitting the brake in 3, 2. Okay, that was excellent. So we're looking at an estimated stopping distance of about 10 to 12 feet, no more than that, from about 20 miles an hour. And these brakes are brand new. I always say this, so they will definitely perform better as they bed in. Now, one thing I do want to make note of is my front brake could use an adjustment. I can give it more bite actually, and it will perform better. Overall, so far, this has been an amazing riding experience. Very unique. So this is our suspension over here. It's like pretty nice actually, not bad. And in the rear we have dual rear shocks, which I can tell are working. Feels pretty decent. Now let's see how this thing does over a bump while I'm sitting down. Oh yeah, let's try another bump over here while standing up. Dude, it feels really good. Now usually at this point I do a little curb hop just to see the performance, but honestly guys, this thing is definitely not made for it. It might be able to handle one or two, but I don't want to risk it, especially with these foot pegs. I don't want to bend them, so I'm not going to be performing a curb hop. But for commuting and road riding, which is what this thing is made for, very good suspension. So I'm 5'8", 150 pounds. This is what I look like on this thing. Sitting position is very nice and comfortable for me. I'm kind of upright. I'm not really hunched over. Feels very comfortable. Also, the position of the foot pegs is pretty nice. My knees aren't crunched up or anything. Feels pretty good for me. Now, I do want to show you the seat real quick because that is the star of the show. So this is our main seat over here. And man, this thing is thick. And look at this. As far as comfort level, dude, super soft. If this is soft, this is medium, this is stiff, this thing is like level 2 in softness. Very, very nice and highly comfortable. Now this secondary seat is also quite comfortable as well, but I'll be honest with you, it's made for a passenger, but there aren't any passenger foot pegs on this thing, so I'm not quite sure what it's for, honestly. Maybe you guys share the same foot pegs. Maybe they sell passenger foot pegs that you can install here. I'm not sure. I didn't really see that, so I don't know what this is good for, but it is there. Overall, for me being 5'8", the size and fit is great. So like I mentioned in our speed test, we do have 4 different speed modes to choose from. So you can choose mode 1 and conserve battery, get the most amount of range, or speed 4 and get the fastest top speed. Now I do want to show you the throttle response over here. So I'm in speed mode 4 and I can barely twist the throttle and make this thing crawl. And what I'm trying to show you here is that it's not 0 to 100, and then when you need that energy, full throttle, this thing picks up speed fairly quick. No major delay with the throttle. It goes right away and gets up to its top speed fairly quick. So I like that. This hub motor feels like it has even more power to give if you can unlock it. Now this thing does come with a full twist throttle, which is very nice. It's not the highest quality full twist throttle out there, but it's not the worst as well, and definitely ties in the whole motorcycle vibe I was talking about earlier. This is very, very welcoming, seeing a full twist throttle on this thing. I like it a lot, especially with these mirrors as well. Not a part of the tune, but overall, man, such a motorcycle vibe. This thing is great. The one complaint I do have about the tune is this feature where once you stop for not that long, I'm not sure how long it is, but really not that long, and you just chill and don't touch anything, out of safety, it's gonna go into P mode, park mode, and you lose the throttle. Now I don't fully like that. There you go, there it goes. I don't know how long that was, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, but now my throttle won't work and you have to hit the brake in order to get out of that mode. Now, it's a safety feature, and I understand that. I've seen it before. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Other than that, the tune is great. Now it's time for what could possibly be the toughest test for this thing yet. I'm talking about this hill climb. I'm gonna be in speed mode 4, of course, full throttle, and let's see if this thing is able to climb this hill. Now, I say this in every video, every time I feature this hill. It's steeper than it looks on camera. The camera never does it justice. Both cameras never do. But it's fairly steep. Now, we are gonna lose some speed. We dropped to about 30 miles per hour on the speedometer, but we are climbing, which is the important part. And look at that, managed to climb this thing without any signs of struggle. Again, we are gonna lose some speed, but no struggle from that hub motor. So if you're looking into purchasing this scooter, I keep on calling it scooter, motorcycle, bear with me guys, it's both. But if you're looking into buying this thing, and hills are part of your commute, or you have hills where you live, now you have a general idea of what this thing is capable of, and it will handle some hills. Now, this thing is definitely not made for it. It does have all-terrain tires, but it's definitely not made for off-road. But this is a review, and I want to test all aspects of this thing, so brought it over here to this park. Now, this path where I'm at right here, it's pretty flat. This thing shouldn't have any issues handling this part. I am working my way to something that's a little bit more extreme. Now, it's a short section, guys, but it's just to give you a general idea. Again, I don't view this thing as an off-roader at all. But over here, we have some loose beach-style sand, and we have this little mini incline at the end right here. And let's see, I'm gonna try to lose all my power and see, will it be able to handle it and climb? Okay, man, I'm impressed with this thing. Very interesting. Okay, that was good. Now let's see how it does downhill. How is the suspension? Okay, handled it. Nothing too crazy. Don't expect insane results. But again, at the same time, this is not an off-roader. I would personally never bring it to places like this. This thing is perfect for daily commuting, last mile commuting, taking it to the beach or like boardwalk, things like that, camping, riding around the neighborhood, perfect for that. I would personally not take it off-roading at all, even if it's on like what I call light trail work, like this path. You could, but I wouldn't do it, but it was able to handle it. So what do I think about the Flydone Y18 electric scooter / electric motorcycle? Let's do things I like, things I don't like, and is this thing good value for money or not? I'll start with things I like, and I'll try to be quick. There are many. I love the way this thing looks. It grew on me and grew on me. This thing is badass. I like the power that this motor has, and like I said earlier, man, this thing feels like it can give more power. So if you tap into it, maybe by changing the controller or whatnot, if you know what you're doing, you can get more power out of that thing. Very nice hub motor, extremely quiet as well, so I like that. I'm loving the seat, very comfortable, especially for those long rides. I'm loving the whole headlight motorcycle style with the turn signals. That's good to have. Same in the rear, very nice to have. And I'm loving this whole handlebar screen situation. Looks very good, and I'm liking these rear view mirrors. Again, for commuting, this is something you do want to have. Makes riding very nice and safer. I like that. And I also really like the dual storage compartments you get here. Very nice to have. Now let's do things I don't like, and throughout the review I tried thinking about stuff I don't like, just so I'm honest with you guys. In this case, there are a few. The first one is this whole P situation, and I spoke about it earlier, and it's that P mode, that park mode that happens when you don't touch the bike for about 10 seconds or so. I wish it was longer. Like, give me like 20-30 seconds, then that feature can go on. I like that, because 10 seconds is not enough. If you're sitting at a light and you're trying to go and then, I gotta hit the brake, it's annoying. I mean, you might be able to get used to it. I just personally, I don't like it, so I'll add it with my dislikes. The second thing I don't like are these foot pegs. These are extremely basic, I'll be honest with you, and I mean, they work, they do their job, but they're a little slippery and not the best. This could definitely be improved, And the last thing, and it's more of like, I wonder why, it's not like I dislike it, but I wonder why there's a passenger seat but no passenger foot pegs. So go figure. But those will be the things I dislike. Other than that, this thing is insane, amazing. And that brings me to my final point. Is this thing good value for money or not? Dude, we're talking $699 plus $60 shipping, so like $760, under $800 for everything that you're getting here. That is a sick deal. I've reviewed a lot of things, guys. This is a really good deal. Very, very fun riding experience, and this thing is badass too. It gets people turning and looking and asking. Very nice. I personally highly recommend this thing. Now, I'm pretty sure I was able to go over everything there is to know about the Flydone Y18. I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.